Okay, so here I'm in the MinionDB repo. This is mapped to GitHub. So you can use this or not. This gets refreshed from GitHub. So it knows about everything. It's just a middleman, right?
Okay.
But what it does is it allows you to tie in code reviews. You can have documents and whatnot if you want. You have individual chats on. So we've got a chat, kind of like we did in Teams, right?
Sure. Real quick. So you said this is the MinionDB repo. You don't mean like we normally say, like the repository server. This is like
the GitHub repo.
Okay, so this is the GitHub base that's tied to GitHub itself.
Right.
This is all within that space. Got it.
So when I come home here, down here, I've got a list of repos, and I've only got one repo in here, but if I click on it, then you can see the breadcrumbs up here. I have to choose MinionDB up here. For some reason, it doesn't actually give me a list here. But I can get to it just by clicking on that one repository and then going into the breadcrumb.
When you say breadcrumbs, you're talking about that. Here is your path.
Yeah.
Making sure.
Yeah, that's called breadcrumbs.
Cool.
So, I can have chats on each one. You can have DMs with somebody, but I can also have one on specific things here. So
the landscape of this is you can have a chat tied to a particular object?
A chat tied to a specific project, to a repo. But you can also have them tied to a specific object. So like if I come here, let me think of where I want to go. What were we working on? It was MinionDB stuff. So I've got MinionDB stuff here, and I can see my commits and the branches that I currently have, but I could go to issue boards. And so it defaults to collector for there. Let's go to MinionDB, and these are all the tasks that I've given him. So it's just a Kanban, right? But I can come in here and say, is it this one? So you can see we've had a chat on this. It says all of there's one of them that we had a significant amount of chatting on. So you can see everything that he's done and everything that we've talked about.
So I'm going to recap. So Space is this environment. Is it also it's kind of a programming environment, or is it more like a GitHub client almost?
It's a GitHub client and a project management thing, because I can assign him tasks, and it also has some CI/CD. You can also tie it into your CI/CD pipeline.
Sure. So it's going to be wildly inaccurate, but just for the associations, it's a little bit like Team Foundation Server.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm just trying to map out the landscape. But yeah, let me say back to you what I understand so far, and you can correct me. So this Space is a client for GitHub, practicing your GitHub repositories, so you can do all the GitHub things that you would do elsewhere. You can do that in here, and you can also do project management, so like assigning tickets and discussing things on a particular object.
Uploading requirement docs and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay, well, that is a good landscape for me to understand this.
But it actually goes a little bit further, because you can have dev environments, and Space is actually what it actually is it's a group of cloud servers, and you can have a cloud dev server with a specific environment for a specific project. And so I can come in here and I can load an environment. See, like I've got an environment here. So I can load an environment and I can do all my coding on that cloud server. And then when I build, everything gets saved here. So it's like having, if I were to like create a VM in Azure and then put all of my dev stuff on there, this does it automatically for you. So if I want like a new environment, then you see it gives me, I can see the instance type, which IDE I want to be loaded.
And this cloud stuff, this is provided by JetBrains.
Yes.
Okay. And is it all included in the cost of using Space, which I presume is probably on a subscription basis?
Yeah, well, we're on the free version until we decide we need something different. Sure. But you get charged per like 1,000 or 10,000 computing hours or computing minutes. So they do charge. So, you know, if I wanted a bigger box,
okay,
that would cost way more.
Of course. Okay.
And so, but we get, but through our package, we do get like 2,000 computing minutes a month or something like that, which I don't know what that turns out to be. It's, you know, however much, but we don't need that portion of it, right? But it is a pretty cool deal, right? That everybody can be deving in the exact same environment and even fire up the exact same server and pick up where somebody else left off.
You know, it occurs to me we could just take this recording, do some very minor editing, and put it up as a review of this product.
Yeah, sure.
Good content.
But yeah, so you can do full code reviews and so on and so on, and you can give people fine-grained access to projects and to chats and all that stuff. So anyway, that's what it's for. You're in here mainly because you still do some stuff.
Yeah.
And you might get, damn it, I'm in the wrong place again. Issue boards. And you might get issues assigned to you. And then you just move them on through the progress.
Okay.
So I was going to have you put it in here.
Right.
But it has to be tied to a sprint.
Yeah, and this really is like a customer request. Just because I'm putting it in doesn't necessarily. I get it.
Yeah. So put it in as a ticket, and
yeah.
I will.
Right.
I will, you know, assign it as needed, and put it and attach it to a certain sprint.
So as long as we're considering putting this up as a review, and I'm curious too, what's the advantage of using this? What are you really liking about this? What were you doing before? All that kind of thing.
Well, before we were doing all of our disjointed discussions in Discord.
Right.
And it was like, you know, oh, based on this, and you have to go back up and find code things that I sent you or whatnot. And
yeah, and
you know, if you're having trouble with something, I can come into here and I can put the code sample right in here.
Yeah.
And then it's just in here forever on this issue.
Love it.
So I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't like the fact that it has to be tied to a specific sprint, but I get it.
Sure.
I'm not a huge fan of Agile, but you know, I can take it for what it's worth. But it, you know, and it also shows you, you know, how many resolved and unresolved stuff you have and how many actual work items you have. And there are plenty of stuff that does that, right? Everybody's got a Kanban board of some kind, right? But I like that this ties into Git as well. And so I can, and it's pretty fast. It says the sync is set to periodically, I think is what it was called. But every time I push to Git, I come in here and it's already there. So it does it pretty fast.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Any downsides so far?
Just in navigation, I don't really like that I have to come here and then choose one from here. I wish I could have a list of my guys here.
Knowing these guys,
I wonder repositories.
Knowing these guys, I wonder if that is possible and you just haven't found out how yet.
It's sure, I suppose.
Yeah.
But here I can easily I can easily see the commits for here and the branches for here. They've got these nice little shortcuts for here. And then I can go straight to the files if I want to. So I've got these nice little shortcuts here. And you can customize the navigation some, but I don't think it's all that full. But I have, and getting to learn it, I've had a little bit of iffies, right? Trying to get to know it a little bit, like trying to figure out where to add users and assign permissions and all that. But I still have to click around just a little bit to get that stuff done. But it's not all that bad now that I'm used to it. I haven't tried a code review yet, but from what I've seen, and maybe that's in the code reviews, but I haven't seen, like, if you go to like Git or Bitbucket, you can have mandatory reviewers, right? So I can set up a thing like in the settings for the project. Come on, dude, that's you. There we go. I can say, and maybe that's just something in the paid section that we don't have, right?
Sure.
But you can say, I need a mandatory review by this guy or by this team to sign off on it before I can merge it into the master. And I haven't seen that here yet, but that just may be because I'm on the free version.
Yeah, so that really surprised me. So there's a free version of this wherein you can still create and access cloud environment. That's interesting. But I'm just right? Well, and I'm just now realizing when you say cloud environment, it's not giving you an entire VM and SQL. It's giving you like a dev GitHub style repository. Yeah.
No, you can load a specific branch into an editor. It exposes the editor to you. So it's kind of like It's kind of like SQL Azure.
Yeah.
Right, where you get access to the front end but not the back end.
Yeah.
So this is the same thing, and I haven't done it yet. Maybe they do give you access to the box itself, but I doubt it.
Right.
But there is this like nice open environment thing here, right? And you can tell it which branch you wanna open it with and all that. So I mean, they were pretty complete in that sense.
Nice.
I don't remember what mirroring is. Oh yeah, so this is where I'm mirroring from. And gives you some stats. I haven't done anything on that yet. Push restrictions. Oh, maybe that's it right there. So you can have push restrictions to say, like, never push this file, even if they've got it included in theirs, is what I'm imagining, right? So something like if you've got an INI file that handles all of your database connections, I don't want to push my file up and force you to use my file. You should be using yours. I should be using mine, right? So you should be able to do something like, prevent that from coming in and making sure that all the pushes are from people that you identify and have verified.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it's got some good stuff. I haven't looked. I haven't done anything with issue links yet. But here we are on merge requests and stuff. So we may be able to do. The Whoosy Fres.
Yes, the Whoosy Fres.
The reviewers. And I haven't played with the webhooks yet either, but all that stuff is going to be in the paid version anyway.
Okay, good to know.
But yeah, there you go. So if you get any assignments from there, do them.
Cool.
And there you go. That is the high-level walkthrough of Space. I'm sure it does tons of stuff that I haven't looked at yet.